Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. To the Israelite foreigners that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that may look like the heathen nations. And to the very few sisters that listen and learn, to you, Shalom. For the new listeners, Yahweh is the only true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God or Jehovah. And Yahweh Shai is the true name of his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I am the brother Yasharala with Great Millstone, Chicago. And, I was looking at gold and silver prices because, the gold is going up in price, silver's going up, which really is, it shows that the dollar is dying. All right, the dollar is dying. I want to say around 2020, around when the whole C-19 thing was going around, gold was already going up in price. And it was about 2,000 an ounce. And silver was about 25 an ounce. So, I just grabbed a couple of shekels of silver, a couple of shekels of gold. Even Apostle Tahar through the Spirit said, just grab a couple shekels here and there, whatever. And so I grabbed a couple of back then, but now that money or that gold, all right, back in 2020, which was about 2,000 an ounce, now is at I think it dipped down just a bit. It was like at 5,000. Now it's at like 48. It went down a couple hundred. No big deal. And the silver was a little over 100, and now today it's about 83, which just shows you that the dollar is dying. Okay, because the more money they print, okay, the more it's going to cost you to get these precious metals. All right, the more they print, the more of that printed money you're gonna need to buy, all right, gold and silver, which gold and silver is technically a real value, all right, unlike paper currency, which really doesn't have nothing backing it up. So I got some scriptures, Yahweh willing, this is edifying. I want to start in James 5:1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days." So the gold and silver itself isn't technically cankered, where it's not good, having rust on it. It's just a metaphor for the currency failing, all right, which the world currency is the United States dollar, all right, which the word dollar is just a measurement, all right. X amount of dollars gives you a measurement of X amount of gold, silver, etc., right? So what was back in 2020, it cost you 2,000. Now to get that same exact weight in a 1 ounce gold coin, you're gonna have to pay more than double. All right, and eventually this dollar will crash, and we would be led into the mark of the beast system, the MOTB, which is the radio frequency identification device. It's going to be a reset. Okay, you're going to get rid of this paper because it's failing, and they're going to give you digital. All right. This is what Yahweh Shai said, Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Okay, so, you got people, oh, buy in now. Oh, now's the time to buy. Spend your money on this. This is going up in price. Yeah, it's money is a defense, like the scriptures say. All right, but us being in this truth, money isn't what's going to deliver us from the day of judgment. All right. Us storing up spiritual treasures in heaven, is what's going to help us get through the times to come. All right. We look for a payment, a reward from the heavens. All right. Nothing physical from this earth. Okay. And the way you store up treasures in heaven is by, taking heed to this truth. All right. Your daily relationship, your daily walk with Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, you studying, congregating, being brotherly, etc. All right. This is wisdom. Wisdom is real currency. All right. Let me get that really quick. Proverbs 8. Which Proverbs 8, we can start at 1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of high places, by the way, in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in, at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. So the wisdom crying out, the understanding that's getting put forth is through the street ministry mainly. Started with the street ministry, now through the internet as well. Okay, that's how this wisdom is crying out, and understanding is being put forth. Okay, and this wisdom is for us men. All right, because we are the head over the women. All right. The ordinances, the Heavenly Father is number 1. Under the Heavenly Father is Yahweh Shai. Underneath Yahweh Shai is the Israelite man, and underneath the man is the woman. Okay. Let's go to 18. It says, Proverbs 8:18, riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. So this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is better than physical riches. Let me see. I think there's another one. Proverbs 16:16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be Salakia, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. Okay, so that's the real riches. All right, but outside of the true riches, which is this understanding, this paper currency is dying out, and ultimately this physical currency, riches, which physical Real wealth is precious metals, precious stones, land, cattle, right? This is Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. All right, so when the day of judgment comes, you're not going to be able to say, oh, I got this many ounces of gold and silver. I got this much digital currency loaded up in my RFID chip. Let me live. You know, like in that movie, that movie 2012, how all the rich people got to buy a ticket on that boat. It's not going to be like that in the day of judgment. All right. You're going to have to be spiritually rich to get onto the chariot. All right. Not cardinally rich. Okay. And this is just a testament that this paper currency is dying. All right. Pretty soon it's going to cost you a wheelbarrow of money to get a loaf of bread. You know, just like that one picture where the dude had a wheelbarrow full of money to buy a loaf of bread. That's what's gonna happen with this paper dollar. All right. Vehicles are going up in price. Everything is going up in price. Food is going up in price. Your water, drinks, everything is going up in price. All right. I remember a 2 liter. All right, a 2 liter of soda. All right, let's use soda as an example. Back in like 2010, 1 2 liter will run you about 97 cents. Today, that very same 2 liter is going to run you about $3.99. Unless you catch it on sale when they do 4 for $5. But that shows you that this money, all right, is it's losing its value. You need more of it to get the same thing you were able to get back in the day for way less. Let me see. 1 Timothy 6 and 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of many is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. All right, so it's going to come a point in time where are you going to want to keep your riches, all right, just to live a life of normalcy, if that's even a word, to live a normal life, all right, and receive the RFID, the radio frequency identification device, which is going to be the mark of the beast, okay, which that's you have to get pierced to receive that. All right. The electronic oil, all right, physically inserted into your hand or into your forehead. All right. A lot of people are gonna want to keep their lives going, okay, because of the temptation, of, man, am I gonna be poor? Am I gonna not take it and be a bum, sort of say? Or are they gonna reject it and put their trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? All right, because the hour of temptation is coming. All right, let's get that really quick. Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that's what it's going to boil down to, okay? You're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have this new be a part of this new digital system, which requires you to be physically pierced. All right. Physically pierced in order to maintain your currency. All right. So yeah, you know, we're living in beautiful times. We're seeing the death of the dollar, which is the rise of the MOTB system, which the system is here, the technology is here. It's only a matter of time before it's implemented. You know, we just gotta hope and pray that, you know, he keeps us from that hour of temptation when it comes to receiving it. Okay, you have to receive it. All right. But yeah, just seeing the silver and gold prices going up is only showing us that this currency is going down. All right, and it's gonna usher in the new system. All right, and very soon after the MOTB is made mandatory, all right, it's only a matter of time soon after that when Yahweh Shai is going to return and deliver his elect. Yahweh Ratazah, this was edifying to those that were meant to be edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachar Kodash. Till next time, Shalom.